New York Mets baseball, as tonight the Mets take on the St. Louis Cardinals. Pitching for the Mets, right-hander Ron Darling, 13-5 with an ERA of 3.03. And on the mound for the Cardinals, it's left-hander John Tudor, 13-7 with an ERA of 2.96.
Well, hi, everybody. I'm Ralph Kiner, along with Tim McCarver and Steve Zabriskie, all set for the first of two games for the St. Louis Cardinals. The Mets have the magic number 2. It stayed the same as it did when they were in Philadelphia when they lost 3 in a row to the Phillies. And the Mets need a victory here tonight, and it will take a loss by Philadelphia against the Pittsburgh Pirates tonight. Compare them to the ones you make when you're not.
Got him with the split finger fastball. A big strikeout for Darling. 1 out.
Right here after the fastballs, her behind the fastballs, and obviously in his mind he's saying to himself, I got to get out in front.
Check swing. Darling home. Good play, Darling. What a double play. 1, 2, 3. Oh my goodness, you'll never see a double play any better than that.
Well, it's a basic 1, 2, 3 double play started by Darling. He gets off the mound to get to that ball to keep it from going through, and he fires it to Carter, and Carter on down to Hernandez at first, and the Mets get out of a bases-loaded situation.
You talk about bye-bye basics. The Cardinals said bye-bye bases in that inning. No score after 2. Now here's a word appropriately from Nissan. Might be out of the ballpark, and it is. I've never seen that in this ballpark. That ball went completely out of this park. How about that for a foul ball on the roof? Remarkable.
And he gets a standing ovation.
I don't blame him. I'm up too. Here he is in his 8th at bat as a Cardinal, getting a standing ovation for a foul ball, and the Cardinals tied for 3rd.
LaValliere grounds it weakly to second. Tim Tuffle with an easy play, and the inning is over. So it's overtime here in St. Louis. We'll go to extra innings with no score. Right after this for Michelob.
2-2 to Van Slyke. Breaking ball got him. So Van Slyke out of there without swinging the bat, and there's that tentativeness surfacing once again. No runs, a hit, and 1 left. After 10, no score. Now here's a word.
Grounded to short. Could be 2. Backman to Hernandez, and an inning-ending double play. The 2nd by New York, and the 5th totally in the game tonight. Ends the 11th inning. Still no score here in St. Louis, and we will go to inning number 12 after this for Bell Arsenal.
There goes Smith. Throw to second. Out at second base. And Smith broke with Hernandez then. When Hernandez broke, Smith broke. And it's breaking the back of Whitey Herzog, and it has all season long. 1 out.
Whitey not coming out to argue. Watch as Hernandez moves toward the plate. Smith moves towards second. And a good quick tag by Santana as the throw was really a little bit toward the shortstop side. And so there are 2 strikes on Coleman, so he's less likely to have the kind of a cut that would drive the ball.
Ground ball to Howard Johnson. And he gets him at first. Howard did not have a hold of the ball and threw almost too late to first base. But the Mets are out of it, man.
Coleman is so fast, especially from the left side. A little stutter step. Almost a double clutch by Johnson. And I mean, it's bang, bang as Dana Tamuth punches out. Vince Coleman at first, and the inning is over.
No runs, a hit, and 1 left. An interesting inning. After 12, no score, and we go to the 13th after this one.
Bottom of the 13th of a scoreless game. 1 away with the bases loaded and a 3-2 count to Ford. Ball 4. The game is over. Roger McDowell can't believe it. Carter argues with Billy Williams, who almost called it a strike. But he did not. And the Cardinals keep the Mets' magic number at 2. McDowell hasn't even left the field.
As a matter of fact, he's walked almost to the shortstop position. And that is the most unusual way to show your anger. I tell you, there are a lot of youngsters watching possibly now. That's a good way to show your anger. Roger McDowell did not get the call. He thought the ball was a strike and walked all the way out to the shortstop position. Wow.
So Roger McDowell loses the ball game on a bases-loaded walk on a 3-2 pitch with 1 out in the bottom of the 13th inning.
I thought it was low. What'd you think?
I thought it was low and maybe inside. The reaction of the Mets in the dugout, led by Davy Johnson, they look on in disbelief. As the Mets have now lost 4 in a row, they have lost 6 of their last 7 ball games. And John Tudor, whose first 3 innings go for naught with hardly any reaction at all, in contrast to the remainder of the Cardinal dugout. And now Roger McDowell live in the dugout, still looking on incredulously, now expressing a little frustration.
Well, that's a fan up there right now, and Rod certainly doesn't want to, you know, nobody's out there right now. Of course, you do have security around the dugout. Roger having words with some yo-yo who's had too much loudmouth soup. But anyway, it's funny how this game's gone, what, 4.5 hours, and it was determined who won or lost by about 1.5 inches or 2 inches. At the most. A very close pitch to Kurt Ford.
Maybe it really is a game of inches.
Yeah.
And what appears to be inevitable, the Mets now leading only by 18 games, and only by 18 seems a misnomer, but it certainly is far fewer than at the end of last week, with 19 games to play, but the magic number remains 2.